Welcome back, everybody, to the Falcons franchise. Today, we're going to be taking on the Phillies in a game. They are second in the division right now, and they are 2.5 games out at this video. Ranger Suarez is on the mound for them. He's 11-11 with a 4.02 ERA and 1.61 innings. Eliza Hernandez is on the mound for the Falcons. The 13-5 record and a 3.77 ERA. And a 1.28 whip. Doing nice so far for the Falcons. We skip on to the bottom of the first. Bryce Harper works himself on base, and then Rhys Hoskins hits a shot to give them a 2-0 lead. That's a huge home run for them. Here steps in Ryan Hasley. Then we skip on to the top of the third. Isan Diaz hits a no-doubt shot off Ranger to make it a 2-1 game. And then steps in Matt Kemp. He hits a double out to right field. And then Jorge Alfaro steps up. He gets a single. Next batter up hits a deep fly ball, and that will get the run home, making it a 2-2 game. Yasiel Puig steps up. He hits a nice little single. That'll make it first and third for the Falcons with 2 away in the inning. Here steps in John Beardy, and he hits a nice little single. That'll also make it first and third. Back-to-back base hits give the Falcons the lead. Isan Diaz steps up. He hits a single, and that'll make it 4-2. Here steps in Jonathan Villar, and he hits one deep, but it will fade enough to not get out of here. Rhys Hoskins steps up. This time he gets a nice base hit. Next batter up, JT Realmuto hits a shot out to deep left field, and that'll make it a 4-4 game. We go on to the top of the fifth, and Matt Kemp steps up and hits a big slam for them. That'll make it a 5-4 game, and from this point the Falcons will never look back. Zach Eflin steps on, and he is not doing well. He actually got blown out earlier in the series. Puig steps up. He works himself on base with a double that rolls all the way to the wall. Here comes an Isan Diaz. He hits one deep, and it will get out of here to make it a 7-4 game. And that will be eventually our final for today. Zach Britton comes on to close it out. So far he's doing nice on the season. Might earn himself a Reliever of the Year award. But he gives up a first base hit. Then he makes JT Realmuto ground into a double play. And that'll make it 1 out left for the Phillies. And Nick Williams steps up, and he will fly out to end the game. 7-4 the final. Falcons on top. They win this series 3-1 against the Phillies, and eventually would go on to win the entire season. They clinch their spot as the NL East clinch, quite simply. 89-73 the record. As you see, the Phillies kind of fell off towards the end. Cubs were the NL Central winner, and then the NL West was stacked with 101 wins, and then the Padres having 94, and then the Diamondbacks having 90. Obviously, the wild card spot were pretty heavily dominated. 9 games was the next person out. The Yankees won their division by a pretty wide margin. The Twins won theirs by 1 game. Very lucky. And then the Astros win it and make the Angels look bad with a 12-game back, even though they won 96. There was actually a 3-way tie for the wild card spot, the second wild card spot, between the Indians, Red Sox, and Rays. And the Falcons will be taking on the Cubs in the division series. Jonathan Villar leads the league in doubles. Jorge Alfaro triples. Jonathan Villar stolen bases, Jonathan Villar hits, and Jonathan Villar with 9.5 WAR. Batting average, as you can see as we scroll through who leads the league in each category. with at-bats Tommy Edman, doubles Jonathan VR, triples Jorge Alfaro, home runs Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant had a monster season. RBI Yelich, he had a great season as well. Runs Chris Bryant, as you can see on the screen. Stolen bases, Jonathan VR hit a 35-35 club. He wasn't able to get enough home runs to make the 40-40 club. Anyway, the awards so far this year, I didn't use the games awards because a few of the things weren't fair. For example, Alex Bregman, who, don't get me wrong, you guys will see soon, he had a monster season. But Mike Trout had an even monster, he had, I think, 3 more WAR. He had a higher OPS, slugging, on-base percentage. No reason, essentially, Alex Bregman should have won it, but he did. So I just decided I'd make my own awards, and especially with the unrealistic Gold Glove wins, that made it awkward completely. Yeah, as you can see here, pitching did not go too well in the National League, with the lowest whip 1.14, a pitching WAR of 4.5. Yu Darvish had a good season. Batting WAR 9.5, Jonathan VR. That is huge for a team. See, Mike Trout had a 353 average. As you see, JD Martinez had the most hits. Most at-bats goes to Jose Martinez of the Tampa Bay Rays, surprisingly. And then next was the doubles, and Miguel Andujar beat Mike Trout by 1. Triples go to Tim Anderson with 10. That's a lot of triples for a season. Home runs, Alex Bregman, like I said, he had a huge season, but I don't believe he should win it over Mike Trout. RBIs 143, like I said, huge season. And then runs go to Alex Bregman again. Like I said, he's had a huge season, 8.7 WAR. He had stolen bases. Alberto Mondesi had a huge season for stolen bases, especially only getting on 300 or so % of the time. Based on balls, there wasn't many walks so far this year. On base percentage was Mike Trout by a pretty good margin. Slugging percentage by just 4 points, just right behind Alex Bregman. OPS, obviously, Mike Trout would win it again. Then there's on to the starting pitching rotation. Starting pitching. And actually, Justin Verlander would have won Cy Young had I went with awards, even though he had a significantly worse season than who I gave Cy Young to. I think maybe a little bias might have went into some of the awards, but I don't believe it was a lot of bias. I have arguments for all of them. Innings pitched, Chris Sale, he had a huge season. Hyun-Jin Ryu came in second for Cy Young. Pretty good season. He had the same ERA. He had the lowest whip in the entire league. And the game didn't even consider him for one of the top 3. Batting WAR, Mike Trout, obviously. Chris Sale having the highest. Other WAR. Gold Gloves first. Christian Vasquez of the Washington Nationals and Yasmani Grandal get the Catcher Gold Glove awards. Freddie Freeman and Anthony Rizzo get Gold Glove for the National League, as they had the exact same stats, not just in player card. Matt Olson winning it for the American League for his 3rd year in a row. Second base, Ozzie Albies won it by a pretty large margin. Colton Wong didn't have as good as a season. Hanser Alberto gets it for the Orioles. Third base, obviously Nolan Arenado, and then you can guess who Matt Chapman is next. Big seasons on both parts. Great defense. Paul DeYoung actually won it for shortstop in the National League, and so did Andrelton Simmons for the American League. We go on to left field. David Peralta wins that Gold Glove. He had a nice little season. And then Tyler Naquin wins it for the Indians. He also had a nice defensive season. Cody Bellinger wins a Gold Glove again, this time in center field. And Luis Robert makes the Gold Glove. Had a huge season. Mookie Betts also wins Gold Glove. Huge season on his part. And Aaron Judge wins the American League one. Clayton Kershaw got his Gold Glove, surprisingly. And then Aaron Savale gets the Gold Glove. Silver Sluggers, Jorge Alfaro had the highest OPS of all the catchers in the league. Then Mitch Garver, who slashed pretty nice. Josh Bell barely beat out one of the others. And Carlos Santana gets it for the American League. For second base, we have Gavin Lux. His rookie season, and he gets a Silver Slugger. That's a huge award. Jose Altuve gets it, and the Astros had a nice season. Alex Bregman wins third base, and with an honorable, really close second, Anthony Rendon. Just like 20 points different in OPS. Third base goes to Justin Turner. That's huge for them. Trevor Story had the highest slugging percentage of almost everyone, so he obviously gets that. And Jorge Polanco gets Silver Slugger as well. Christian Yelich had his best season so far. Him and Mike Trout both win Silver Slugger for obvious reasons. They both had great seasons. Jonathan Villar wins his Silver Slugger award, as well as Franmil Reyes. Both big bats. And then Jorge Soler wins it, as well as the rookie Shogo Akima, with Mookie Betts coming in a close fourth. Then Rookie of the Year, Shogo, and Yoshida. I'm not going to pronounce these Japanese names. Reliever of the Year, Alec Mills, with Zach Britton coming in a close second. Roberto Ozuna getting Reliever of the Year for the American League. Then we go on to the Hank Aaron Award.
And Christian Yelich, this year's Hank Aaron Award winners.
As you guys saw, Mike Trout and Christian Yelich win it again, and I think for obvious reasons. And then we go on to Cy Young, which was Chris Sale and Robbie Ray. Both had great seasons. Chris Sale dominant in the entire league. And Mike Trout winning the MVP again, back-to-back years.
Similar to last night's American League Cy Young balloting, 2 players were positioned first or second on all 30 ballots. And with 17 first-place votes, Mike Trout became the 6th three-time most valuable player in American League voting, with runner-up Alex Bregman getting the other 13 first-place votes.
It's pretty incredible. My career so far, it's gone by so fast, and it's been unbelievable. The hard work, and obviously can't do this without my teammates, my coaches, all the guys throughout my path, my wife, my family. It means a lot to me.
And then Jonathan Villar wins the MVP for the National League, and the award. This is the playoff bracket, and that'll be the end of the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And, bye my beauties. As I was editing this video, I forgot to show you Chris Bryant and JD Martinez were the respective DH Silver Sluggers in the league.